Yo, what's up? What's up? Try to wait around, see if anybody hops in here. I'll probably give it I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we'll really start talking about some of the things that I wanted to discuss. See how that goes. I was hoping to only keep this short though. I'm gonna get too long of a stream. So we'll see what's going on. Pull up something over here. Check out some of the comments. All right, so we got about 20 votes on the poll. I'll keep trying to refresh this poll for a little bit and see how the numbers fluctuate a little bit, but I'm not gonna I put the poll out, but I probably should have put the poll out more on Patreon. I'm more interested in well, you know, how does my current Patreons feel about full album reviews being released on Patreon, and then two, I guess interested in the people who actually, I don't know, it's hard to say. We'll discuss it a little bit more. Yo, what's going on, Mr. Wondrous? How you doing, man? Welcome. Running a little live stream for a little bit. Hopefully gonna keep it brief. I always say I'm gonna keep it brief, and then they go on for like an hour. So I don't want to keep it going too long. I want to spend some of my Sunday either playing some games with my wife or playing some games with my brother outside of content creation. So see how it goes. How's your Sunday going, by the way, man? We saw a movie today. It was A Quiet Place, like, prequel. I actually forgot the name of it. It's just like A Quiet Place 2 or something. A Quiet Place Day 1. That's what we saw today. Quiet Place Day 1. So I woke up, filmed this morning, filmed about 3 videos this morning, took care of my last donation request that I had still queued up. So I took care of that one. Then we went out, watched the movies, came home. I did some editing, uploaded a video to be released tonight on Patreon. And now, here, well, I was driving home and the car temperature said 99. So yeah, pretty hot here. Some days we're over 100, but right now, just on the drive home at about 2:30 p.m., it was only a mild 99 degrees. Nothing too crazy. We're not at apocalypse temperatures yet, I guess, you know. Getting there. We're getting there. But yeah, just a cool 99 in Texas today. We had some wind come through yesterday and knocked our internet out for a little bit, but nothing crazy. Let's see how the poll is progressing right here. 21 votes. So I want to talk a little bit about the future of Patreon, man. I think I'm still going to go with it regardless. One thing I wanted to know, like, so this poll, how far are we in? We've been live for about 3 minutes. Probably going to give it 5 minutes and then really go into the meat and bones of, is it meat and bones or meat and potatoes? I guess either one works, right? But really kind of break into what I want to talk about here, engage some of y'all's interest, whoever tunes in here. Shirley, what's up? Lazy day there. We had our big lazy day yesterday, so today we definitely took the kids out of the house a little bit. The cow sales were on Rob Squad a few days ago. You should see, nice. Rob Squad was definitely one of the channels that I don't watch reactions as much since I started my own channel, but I watched them a lot before I made my own channel. Rob Squad reactions, I loved watching him and his wife. Definitely was what I hoped to do with this channel, was to have me and the wife on here, but she really had no interest in joining me on this journey. I wish she would have. It would have been awesome. But she did tell me today that she'll do a reaction with me, so I really got to pick a song. This is probably the one opportunity I get to get her on the channel, so that'd be interesting. And I really want to pick a really great pick. So it's probably going to be a song that I have covered on the channel before myself, and I need to make sure that she hasn't heard it before, so I'm going to ask her, because I've played her songs from the channel that I've reacted to, and then she's like, I know this song, and I'm like, really? So I want to pick a good one that she hasn't heard of. How y'all two doing? Welcome to the stream. So we're about 5 minutes in. It says we got about 4 viewers. See if we can get more people. I want to, maybe have a conversation with at least maybe 10 people would be cool. But we'll roll with what we can. I just want to talk about the future of Patreon. So see what we can get going there. We'll hit a quick refresher on this. This poll, where'd the poll go? Oh, here it is. This poll is interesting right here, right? So I'll just kind of go ahead and get talking about what I want to talk about. Okay, so I stopped the donation request, right? So created some time for myself, took away the donation request for now, which is going to open up some time for me to explore other things that I want to do with the channel. I've been asked a lot to maybe do album reviews. Album reviews were pretty much out of the question as long as I was doing donation requests, because donation requests keep me busy and then some on the channel. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? What's up? Welcome to the stream, man. Nice to have you here. Is it Micrell? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but definitely feel free to correct me, man. Welcome. So going forward with that, album reviews now are definitely on the table. I want to see kind of how some other reaction channels do it. I know it's pretty big as far as a Patreon benefit for a lot of other channels. Lost in Vegas, I want to say, does it. I had a great comment left by a reactor. I want to say it was called Bridge the Gap Reactions, but let's go ahead and give him a shout out. Nice, man. Welcome to the channel. So let me pull up his channel if I can find it. He left me a really, really awesome post. I gotta see if I can find it though. Reference to the Lamb album. Oh, nice. All right, I responded. Let's see. Right here. Bridge the Gap Reactions. So this gentleman, I'll show him up here real quick. He left me a very awesome comment on my last live video. So this is his channel if anyone wants to check him out. Bridge the Gap Reactions. Please like, comment, subscribe. He mainly does, I guess he's got Lady Gaga, Kelly Clarkson, George Michael. He does a lot of Madonna, I remember him saying, maybe some Mariah Carey. But I'll see if I can pull up his comment, because that'd be nice. Right here we have his comment. So as you can see, it starts here. It's a very lengthy comment. It was very nice. I very much enjoyed listening to what advice he had to give me. So coming from another reactor. And he pretty much does album reviews and uploads on his Patreon. So I might adjust the way my Patreon works. The $3 entry will stay there on the Patreon, and that would pretty much give access to the videos that I post. I try to do 2 to 3 videos a day that are like a month ahead of schedule. And of course, any block content that YouTube won't let me upload, I'll upload on Patreon. I try to remember to at least. Then I think I'm going to have a $5 tier that will be for the album reviews, okay, where I'll do a full album. Unfortunately, I don't think I could make it quite like the channel where after every song, I dive into the history of the song. I don't think I could keep that going if I'm going to do a full album review. So pretty much I'm thinking I'll listen to the song, the first track, and then give a few quick thoughts on it, and then listen to the second track, give a few quick thoughts on it. Still no pausing during the songs. I like to hear them all the way through without disruption. But there might not be the long dive into the song afterwards. After I listen to the album, I might pick about 3 songs that I'll try to upload to YouTube, and then maybe edit in a deeper dive so that even the people that have seen it on my Patreon, there will be some new added material by the time it hits my YouTube, right? About 3 of those songs off that album. So that's what I'm thinking about going with this. You guys can let me know if y'all think that sounds interesting at all or not. As we can see, I ran a poll on YouTube, and the poll is about 60-40, okay? I'm wondering, though, how many of these no's had no intention of ever, joining anyone's Patreon anyway, then those would kind of be void, right? Because you wouldn't ever join on a Patreon anyway. The benefit about uploading an album review to Patreon over YouTube, though, is that Patreon doesn't have any copyright, restrictions. They don't have any copyright restrictions on Patreon. So I know that I could do a full album review, post it up to my Patreon, and it's definitely going to get there on Patreon. Where YouTube, I did 3 or 4 songs of a Pink Floyd album, The Wall, and YouTube blocked it. So I spent I don't know, about a 45 minutes to an hour on that video, and no one on YouTube ever got to see it because YouTube blocked it. So that is a great benefit about Patreon, is that I can upload there without reaching any copyright restrictions. So just want to go through that, see if you guys had any ideas. 2 to 3 songs for YouTube sounds about right. Yeah. So I'll do the full album. That way, the people who are on Patreon, they get the full benefit of being able to see the full album. And then I'll still maybe chop 2 to 3 songs from that album and put them on YouTube. That way, there's still some content for the YouTube audience that doesn't do Patreon, and then the benefit to the Patreon audience would be the full album. Like I said, I think I would love to do like all the Beatles albums. I would love to dive in and check out some of the Fleetwood Mac, some Moody Blues, like full album reviews, right? So I don't know. There's other big artists, the Rolling Stones, that I could do full albums. So definitely like Genesis. I've been asked to check out like full Genesis. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely where I think I'm going to go with this. Ran a poll. I mean, it still seems mostly favorable to checking out the albums there. But yep, that's what I was thinking. So I was hoping to get some of your guys' ideas, opinions on what y'all thought about that. 2 or 3 songs for YouTube's efficient to simply take the singles from the album reviews. Yeah, there you go, right? Could do the full album and then still put them, the singles on there at least. I don't know if I'd want to do more than 3 songs from an album out to YouTube, but that's enough of a bite right there. And then of course I could let them know that, hey, if you're interested in seeing the full album, you know, it's there on my Patreon. So, and I feel like at only $5, I think that's a good entry point for that. I don't know. I don't want to make it expensive, like crazy expensive or anything. But of course, I do want to add a benefit to the Patreon members that definitely, you know, put up front and support that way. So if that makes sense. Yeah, your generation only listen to albums. Yeah. Me, I'm more used to just hearing a song on the radio, and then if I really like that song, I'd go out and buy the album, right? So there's not a lot of bands where I've heard their full albums. Definitely the guys y'all have heard me talk about multiple times, Rage Against the Machine and Linkin Park and Metallica. Those would be the top 3 100% in my life that I've heard their, like, a lot of their albums all the way through. But that's how different our worlds were, right? Where you guys have probably 100 or more artists that you could say you've heard their albums all the way through. Man, I have like 3 artists I can name off the top of my head that I've listened to their albums all the way through. And then even there's Red Hot Chili Peppers with Californication, the album Californication. I 100% have heard that album all the way through. Although there's probably still some songs that if I went back and heard right now from that album, maybe some of the ones that I didn't gravitate to so strongly, you know, it'd be like rediscovering them again. But that's just how different our generations were, or at least I was, from the music scene. Not a lot of albums or artists that I've heard their stuff all the way through, so. Older songs may be only like 2 minutes long. Yeah. I definitely know, like, I've listened to at least 4 songs from the Please Please Me album from the Beatles. And yeah, they're short. I'm 2.5 minutes long, you know what I mean? So it would be definitely, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. I think I'm going to do it regardless. I put the poll out, but at the end of the day, I think I was going to do it regardless of how this poll went. I want to be able to offer more to Patreon, and I like the idea that I could do a full album review and have no fear of it being blocked to Patreon, right? Just because, like I said, Patreon doesn't have those restrictions yet. I feel like at some point in the record labels have to come for it, right? But, or maybe there's some kind of protection against it. Maybe since it's not so heavily promoted, advertised, the way YouTube is, then maybe they have less fear of, I don't know, reaction to that. Had a couple of reactors do whole album reactions that were uploaded to YouTube in their entirety. Yeah, but from experience, from somebody who did that to just a few songs in a row of like The Wall and then got it blocked, I don't even want to like roll the dice, because I know 100%. Let's see. I just saw somebody post it the other day that I follow, actually, that their whole album got blocked. So I don't want to spend the time trying to go through that only to have it like blocked on YouTube, but I also want a benefit to Patreon members, right? So I don't have enough to offer Patreon members, and I have some supporters over there. Right, so let's see. If I go to Patreon and I go to members, I forget exact, I think it's audience. I don't know how it shows exactly. Yeah, I don't know if I can get the full number, but let's say I think there's like 20 supporters or something like that on my Patreon. Here we go. 26 members on Patreon, so at least I can offer them more. I'd love to do that on YouTube as well, but like I said, that's the major difference is YouTube, you get blocked content, and then on Patreon you don't. So it's like you're taking a chance. Of course, there's going to be some albums that you can get 100% on YouTube without the copyright law coming down on you, but you're taking a chance. So even though those reactors that you've seen do it, they're taking a chance every time they do that none of the work will be able to be seen if they react to the wrong stuff. So many songs sound better in the context of the song that precedes and follows it. Yep, I've heard that. I've heard that as well. Yeah, concept albums. So that's another thing. I've stayed away from The Who. The Who's just come to mind right now, right? I've been told about their, I don't remember exactly what the name was, but like the Tommy album, I want to say it was, that people have let me know. And I've stayed away from those because they're meant to be listened to from start to finish. And I didn't want to ruin that. So I've tried to stay away from it. Tommy's one of them. I think there's at least 2 albums that people have let me know. But so I'd finally be able to listen to those without, breaking it up, chopping it up, and not hearing it right. So from a business point of view, albums on Patreon brings in more people. Yeah, one, it's about giving back to like my members right now. The only benefit to the members that currently support me on Patreon is that I upload some content a month ahead of time, right? So that gives them a little bit of an incentive. But most of them are just supporting me just out of sheer like joy and support for the character, the reactor, right? They like who I am, and then they want to support me in a way, and that I want to be able to give them more there. And then on YouTube, one of the benefits that I like here is that if you're a member on YouTube, I can sort by memberships, which usually if I'm checking comment sections, I will go and I will sort by memberships first and then react to anybody that's or comment back or heart back anybody who's a member after I read your comment. And then I'll go and then I'll just read other people's comments that aren't like members, right? But I want to always be able to give back a little bit. I don't have much to offer, but I want to give back a little bit to those who go the extra mile to support. And then I still want to offer something to those who just come and, check out the channel in its regular form and don't offer support beyond just, hey, Chet coming in daily. So I want to be able to give them something back too. But of course, I upload multiple videos a day. So that's definitely a way of giving back to anybody that supports in any other fashion as well. So yeah. Yeah, so I just want to share that with you guys, just to let y'all know where my thoughts were recently with this. I just started thinking on it a little bit yesterday and really a lot more today. And I said, yeah, I think I'm going to do this. So maybe album reviews, I'm going to probably have to wait till the weekend. And I'm going to have the time to do it. But it might be coming soon. Okay, it might be coming soon. Hey, see you later, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yep, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. I didn't want to stick around too much, but like I said, I want to use some time to hang out with the wifey and my brother. So we'll see how that goes. But I just want to talk to y'all a little bit and, share some of my thoughts with you guys. Mother Brown speaking. Yo, appreciate it, Shirley. Thank you so much. It's appreciated. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Wondrous, man. So, I try to give back what little bit I can. And I like to step the game up if I can a little bit, do a little bit more. So that's what's been on my mind, right? Stopping the donation request, of course, financially isn't a smart move. I've been able to have so many people show their support in that way, but it can't just be all about the money, right? If it was all about the money, I'd keep that going. But man, that takes a lot of time, like I said, to just on a whim get here and react to donation requests. So I had to stop those for a bit just to ease up my schedule, open it up. And this is one idea that came with the opening up of that schedule, saying, hey, I think this is something I could do right here. I think this is avenue I could look into to give back. Okay, so I want to try that out. So stay tuned, man. That should be coming soon. And thank y'all so much for tuning in and showing love to the channel the way y'all do. It really means a lot. But wanted to wrap this up. Thank you for those who joined and talked to me a little bit and gave me your ideas behind it. That's awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Six Blade Knife. They'll be coming soon. Like I said, those will probably be the first two I react to, and then I will probably select 3 albums and run a poll on Patreon exclusively. Okay, so I'll probably pick 3 albums I'm interested in, link them up there, and then run a poll exclusively to Patreon members, and Patreon members will decide which album I react to. Okay, out of like 3 that I will put up there. So that should be cool. I want to offer more power to the members where they can help me direct content. So that should be dope. Yo, Tennessee Ken, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Glad to see you here, bro. Thank you so much for all the support and love you've shown to the channel recently, man. You were awesome, dude. Thank you so much. But yeah, so that's going to definitely be a route we take there. And hopefully there will be some interest and excitement for that. So I like that idea. Kind of pick 3 albums and let Patreon choose which one I go forward with, and then maybe we'll keep that running, okay? And then if there's a way on Patreon where I can host a poll that everybody gives me their suggestions, and I can see purely from you guys, like what albums are y'all favorite of all time that y'all think should be listened to. Okay, so we'll keep it going. We'll keep thinking about it, and I'll keep brainstorming on it, but it'll be coming soon. All right, so thank you guys so much. I hope y'all have amazing rest of your Sunday. Okay, it's getting hot in here. I'm like, wow, that 99 degrees, I'm feeling it on the inside now. So appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see y'all next time when we run a live or on my content. All right, appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Peace.